Hello. Welcome to the second episode of Incident Exposure, and thank you for joining me here on a glorious sunny day, quite different to the last time I was out filming this on a beach over on the west coast when it was windy and cold. It was only a couple of weeks ago, and now here we are, 20 plus degrees on the riverbanks on the east side of Taiwan. So last time I was speaking a bit about how I started out my journey and ended up at Middlesbrough College. And then I did a black on black and white on white. And I said to you, it's all very good idea to go and try and do that yourselves. It's a very good thing to practice black on black, white on white, to start to understand the nuances of lighting. So of course, what should I do? I should have to go and do it myself. So I set my studio up pretty quickly and I created these. So I'm going to show you the pre-post and the post-post. So the non-retouched and the retouched images, and you can sort of get an idea about how the lighting is, etc. And obviously back then we just had dodging and burning on film, and now we have more tools at our disposal. And we should use them, obviously, but I'd still try to keep those as a minimum and get as much as I possibly can done in camera, just to save me time in front of the computer. As a photographer, I'm much happier with the camera than I am sitting at time playing on my computer or fiddling about on my computer. Anyway, so what do you think about these images? Let me know, because that ties into today's subject, which is the importance of showing your work and taking criticism and accepting that criticism. And it's not always going to be positive, it's not always going to be constructive, but I think no matter how we feel about it when we hear it, we have to take time to digest it, look at our work with the eyes that somebody else might see it with, because it's all very easy to get stale and tired, and you're looking at the image a lot and you miss things, and then you show it to somebody else and it's glaringly obvious. And I think that's invaluable, to find people that you can trust, that you know are going to be honest and straightforward with you and just tell you how they feel. And it's great to find clients like that as well, who can just say, right, this is how I feel about this. It's beneficial all around, and it's a good learning practice for us as image makers, to be able to take that on board and listen. So, as I said in the last incident exposure, I started out my photography journey properly in Middlesbrough, and the crits on the course there consisted of maybe half the class turning up if you were lucky, and just a couple of hours to crit the work, and then the tutor went away and gave you some grade. There was very little input, I found, very little opportunity for feedback, for me to understand where I need to improve and how to improve, and to give me things to think about so that I could construct questions and really find out, where I needed to be going with that journey. When I left Middlesbrough after the first year, I went to West Bromwich in the Midlands, and I continued photography. And it was under the tutelage of a wonderful tutor. I was very, very lucky to be under the tutelage of a guy called Roger Hickman. And that experience was worlds different. So we'd be given our assignments, and I'll go into a bit more of that in the next one maybe. And then when we'd finish them, we'd have to present that to the whole year of photography students. Present our work, describe our thoughts behind building the concept from the brief, take questions from our peers, and then we'd go round, and it was 40% student input and 60% tutor input towards your final grade for that body of work, that project. And I found that, brilliant, and I'd encourage it across the board. It helped us learn how to communicate properly, it helped us learn how to listen properly, and it helped us learn how to grow as photographers and image makers. So that's the next thing, is to go and show your work. All through our careers and journeys as photographers and filmmakers, it's natural to doubt yourself, to think, is my work good enough? When is it going to be good enough to show? I could just improve a little bit. It's not quite perfect. Well, I'll let you know now, striving for perfection is just a path to frustration. What we see as perfect is probably a much higher bar we're setting ourselves than we need to. And I learnt this only when I came to Taiwan and I'd left England, and there's reasons why I felt so unconfident about my work. And it was, as this will tell you, it was silly because I knew that I wanted to do photography. I love making portraits. I really enjoy it. I enjoy the process of making my subject feel comfortable, to engaging with them, to lighting them, to shooting them, to finding out a bit about their story and trying to relate that. And I also love vinyl. So I made this, and I'm still kind of doing it, a body of work called The Collectors, and I'll put some shots up here. And in the idea that I was going to make some coffee books, which I'm still working on. It's one of those ongoing processes. But I did this and I made this body of work. And then I came to Taiwan. And that body of work, that got me some work here. But what I then did was send some of these, I had these little promo books made. Again, I'll show you here. And I sent those out to places like Sophie Battersby at The Independent and Roger Tooth at The Guardian. And then a year or so later, maybe 8-9 months, something like that, I was back in England. And I phoned Sophie Battersby and I said, can I come in and have a meeting? My name's Duncan Longdon. And she said, you're that record guy. You've got it. You shoot beautiful portraits. And I just thought, she just remembered me from something I sent in months ago. This is the photo editor for The Independent. She must have a huge amount of images coming across her desk. And for some reason or another, mine stood out. Yes, of course, there was a little pang there thinking maybe I should have stayed in England and perhaps I should have shown this work out, but it was too late then. And then I contacted Roger Tooth and I got a meeting with him and the same thing happened. He said, you're really a good portrait photographer. We need portrait photographers. Everybody wants to shoot fashion or they want to shoot rock photography or this and that. We need people that love to shoot portraits like you do and who get it like you do. And for me, that was like an amazing thing to hear on one hand, but at the same time slightly frustrating because now I wasn't there. And when I said to Sophie Battersby, well, I'm in Taiwan if you ever get any work out here, she said, we've never had a shoot in Taiwan. That may change, you know, there's political things happening. So here I am waiting. If anybody out there wants me to come and shoot portraits for them in Taiwan, just hit me up, you know, contact details at my website. So there we are, that is the thing. There has to come a time when you need to show your work to people, when you need to listen to what they've got to say, and when you need to bite the bullet if you're going to take this journey into photography and filmmaking. And you have to be brave to do it. And you have to be able to take the knocks. It's not going to be a smooth journey. The sooner you do it, the better. That's all I can say. So until next time, let me know what you think. Am I talking about subjects that resonate with you? Maybe I could start a Discord or something and we can put our shots in there and have crits in there, and maybe I can set up some little projects to do. If that's a good one, give me a thumbs up. Obviously, if you like this content, subscribe, the more the better. It's a brand new channel. This is my second video, Incident and Exposure. I'm Duncan Longdon. You can reach me at duncanlongdon.com. And yeah, until next time, practice, look, learn, and show your work. Take care. Bye-bye.